Hello everyone, tonight on our program, Cocoa Board calls on investors to take a critical look at pre-harvest stage of cocoa industry. We'll bring you a report from a major cocoa value chain investment meeting which is taking place in Accra. Also coming up tonight, food prices remain stable in the next 3 years if government adopts a food storage policy. We'll update you on discussions that have taken place today.
Really pushes this policy and puts resources behind it, and we're able to implement it. In the next 3 to 5 years, we should see a lot of stability in prices of food.
Also tonight, Sustainable Development Goal 17, which focuses on partnerships for development and economic growth, receives the highest budgetary allocation from government in the 2020 budget.
32 million Ghana cedis in 2019 and 35 million Ghana cedis in 2020. Meanwhile, Goal 5, Gender Equality, received 28.2 million Ghana cedis in 2019.
We'll bring you more from that SDG report that has been launched today. My name is Daroka. Thanks for being with us on Business Live. Details after this. Tonight, Cocoa Board has called on investors to take a critical look at the pre-harvest stage of Ghana's cocoa industry, which has several opportunities. Chief Executive Officer Joseph Boahen-Edu says his outfit is focused on adding value to Ghana's cocoa and also promoting consumption. Speaking at the GIPC Cocoa Value Chain Investment meeting earlier today, Joseph Boahen-Edu said the industry is on a path of growth.
The Cocoa Value Chain Investment meeting put together by the Ghana Investment Promotion Sector brought together key stakeholders in the cocoa industry, including investors. Speaking at this particular program, the Chief Executive of the Ghana Cocoa Board, Joseph Boahen-Edu, called on investors to particularly invest in the irrigation subsector of the cocoa industry. He also further assured all investors of Ghana's continued support and supply of cocoa.
At the pre-harvest level, irrigation is very key. Once you have irrigation, the fact that in Ghana temperatures are, good, all that you need is water for the soil. While the soil moisture is right, you can be harvesting all year long. And here again, investors can go in to establish irrigation dams and then distribute water, metered water to farms to do cocoa farm. It's a huge area that we can go. Now, let me assure everybody that so long as there is this transformation, the cocoa productivity enhancement program, Ghana is going to assure all investors of supply of cocoa. What they need is what will make Ghana's cocoa sustainable. And that's exactly what we are doing. We are sure of the needs, and one of the needs are the industry is sustainable.
Also, Chief Executive of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Yofi Grant, indicated that his outfit is particularly focused on attracting investors that will help Ghana move away from being just an exporter of cocoa beans, raw cocoa beans, to an exporter of final cocoa products.
There is significant effort to ensure that we transform it into a very modern economy, as well as create significant value by adding value to the bean. And we'll just no more be a country that exports cocoa beans to Europe and other parts of the world, but we'll be a country that will export cocoa products. And I'm very delighted that in the audience today there are a number of people who are actually in that transition period and adding value to the cocoa bean for a greater share of the value chain of the crop.
Mr. Yofi Grant also went ahead to list some opportunities that are available in the cocoa value chain to investors. Nicholas Brown reporting for Joy Business.
Now, food prices will remain stable in the next 3 years if government adopts the food storage policy and warehouse procedure manual. According to an agronomist, Dr. Robert Edu, this policy will help regulate food prices in the lean season. He was speaking at the National Technical Adoption Workshop on Food Storage Policy and Warehouse Procedure Manual, organized by the National Food Buffer Stock Company.
We have a policy on food storage and distribution, and we're able to store enough or adequate food, and we're able to distribute it throughout the year. We are going to see stability in food prices. Because if you look at the prices of maize, when we are in the peak period of maize production, prices are so low, farmers complain all the time because they cannot break even. Now, when we get to the lean season, prices are also so high through the roofs, and consumers also complain because they cannot afford it. Now, if you have storage facilities, what you do is that when there's excess in the market, you mop it and store. When there's scarcity on the market, you bring this one onto the market, and then there's stability in prices so that consumers are happy and then producers are all happy. And so I think that if government really pushes this policy and puts resources behind it, and we're able to implement it, in the next 3 to 5 years, we should see a lot of stability in prices of food.
Meanwhile, Deputy Chief Executive of the National Food Buffer Stock Company, Kofi Amankwa, says the food storage policy has no correlation with the delay in the supply of food to senior high schools. Now, according to him, the issue is due to the high prices of foodstuff, but NAFCO is trying to meet demand at the schools.
We've been paid, obviously, for the food that we supplied to the schools. The issue that we have at the moment, it's mainly prices. Due to COVID, prices has escalated. So we are having some challenges which we are addressing as far as these, escalated prices are concerned. So, we are doing as much as we can to, supply the food to the schools, notwithstanding the, high, prices that we are having to contend with at the moment.
We are moving on to other news for you tonight. Sustainable Development Goal 17, which focuses on partnerships for development and economic growth, received the highest budgetary allocation from government in the year 2020. This is according to the SDG 2020 report launched by the Ministry of Finance. The report indicates that government spent about 34 billion cedis on Agenda 17, whilst Goal 5, which focuses on gender equality, received the least expenditure. Minister for Finance Ken Ofori-Atta, in a virtual statement to launch the report, reiterated government's commitment to partner with the private sector to ensure successful implementation of the goals.
Aligning our domestic budget to the SDGs was the first step towards optimizing our current financial resources for Agenda 2030, and how this process could place government in a better position to encourage the injection of more private capital in the implementation of SDGs. After the development of the Ghana 2018 SDGs Baseline Budget Report, the Ministry of Finance developed an automated system to generate reports on budget allocations and expenditures towards SDG targets and goals in all the metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, as well as for all ministries, departments, and agencies. The new tracking system was developed after new codes were implemented in the National Chart of Account. By aggregating the information at the target level, total allocations and expenditures at goal levels could be tracked. For example, according to the 2019 and 2020 report, Goal 17, Partnership for the Goals, had the most funding allocated to it. 32 million Ghana cedis in 2019 and 35 million Ghana cedis in 2020. Meanwhile, Goal 5, Gender Equality, received 28.2 million Ghana cedis in 2019 and 65 million in 2020. The least to be allocated to a goal at the national level. Total spending on the SDGs by government through MDAs came to 31.4 million in 2019 and 35.8 million in 2020. And ranking by regions also revealed that in both years, Greater Accra, Ashanti region, Northern region, and Eastern region were among the regions to receive the most funds for the SDGs. Having the opportunity to view our spending on the SDGs in such an organized, transparent manner annually enables government, private sector, development partners, and our civil society partners to engage in a more constructive manner when it comes to the financing of the Sustainable Development Goals.
Well, Head of Budget Technical Assistance at the Ministry of Finance, Anaya Omenta-Botwe, explains to Joy Business why there was a gap in spending between Agenda 17 and the others that received lower allocations.
This is in line with the various priorities of government, and as you might have noticed, most of the priority programs are aligned to Goal 17. In line with the question asked by the participant, you notice that we are isolating certain parts of the budget out of this. Should you add the compensation of employees by the Ministry of Education and Health in this, then you notice that that of 17 will really drop low, because then we have a lot more personnel in the area of Ministry of Education and Health in that regard as well. However, in Goal 17, if you look at the digital addressing system, the benefits of it, and all the costs that comes with that, in there we are looking at some areas of revenue generation, we are looking at some areas of trade also in there, and that accounts for a huge margin of that. So that's some of the reasons behind Goal 17 really going that high in that area.
Forward, what kind of advice are you giving to the finance minister or ministry so that we can be able to bridge the gap? Because with regards to Goal 5, the allocation is a bit minimal.
The SDGs are actually interconnected in a way. What you saw here are direct allocations. However, there are some priority programs, especially if you look at LEAP. LEAP is assigned to Goal 1, no poverty. It has a direct impact on some of the goals that we actually look at as well.
The Ghana Stock Exchange will be collaborating with the Securities and Exchange Commission to increase the number of shareholders for the equity market. This is part of the 10-year master plan unveiled by the Securities and Exchange Commission to transform the capital market. Director General of the Stock Exchange, Eko Afezi, told Joy Business the target for the equity market is to raise about 10 billion cedis for companies.
Things in there which revolve around the stock exchange. One, you saw it there. We have to demutualize, become more efficient, and be able to attract more capital and improve our technology, etc. You saw the issues about the equity market, where we have to develop it, make sure we can get companies to raise capital. I think the target is 4 billion in 2 years' time and 10 billion in 5 years' time or something. That is key. Then they also talked about investor base, which has to grow. Currently, I think there are about 917,000 investors when it comes to the CSD, that's account. But most of them are largely government bonds and treasury bills. When it talks about equity, the base is very small. It's about 250,000 shareholders. And we need to grow that. We need to develop the culture of savings and investment, which is also key in there. So overall, we have a major role to play, and we'll be collaborating with the Securities and Exchange Commission to achieve the aims of the plan.
You're watching our Business Live. We've got more stories coming up at the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere.
On today's edition of Money Lab, we want to discuss ways by which customers can have information on an investment before embarking on it. There's a saying that buyer beware. What it means is that for every product you want to buy, it is important that you also do your own research to understand all the characteristics of the product before you go in and buy it. The same way happens with investments. Before you embark on any investment, it is very important for you as an individual to ask all the questions surrounding the investment before you go in. So do your assessment, ask the questions, visit the companies, and understand everything on it. Ensure that you are very comfortable with it before you embark on that investment. If you don't understand anything on that investment, do not do it. So join us again on the next edition as we look at other investment tips.
Welcome back to Business Live. Now, the dawn of COVID-19 has reaffirmed the need to utilize the digital space for effective business activities. However, looking for the right software can be a headache, as a wrong tool can be highly a disservice. Fortunately, a Ghanaian management information systems consultant, Samuel Enimiabua, has developed a framework to digitally transform businesses. Kwesi Debra has more.
The effects of particularly COVID-19 have compelled businesses to consider digital tools to allow for remote management. However, an informed selection of particular software or digital tools and processes may be a liability. As part of his PhD thesis in information systems at the University of Ghana, Mr. Enimiabua set out to design a model that helps transform organizations and businesses. The Drivers, Processes, Capabilities, Impacts DPCI framework is designed for entrepreneurs, managers, and business practitioners to help in the digital transformation of organizations. The DPCI framework can help policymakers make and implement policies that will support pursuit of particular drivers to achieve desired policy impact.
People just go for systems without thinking about the implications. People go for systems and think that once you bring in a digital system into your business, everything goes well, without thinking about what they want to achieve, without thinking about what they need to pursue, without thinking about the specific processes that need to be optimized, or even what resources they have and what resources they will need, competencies they have and the competencies they will need. They don't think about all those things. So this framework It's a framework that is guiding you to achieve your intended and desired outcomes for your business by helping you to look at the specific drivers or the specific motivations that you need to pursue. And then, if I am pursuing these motivations, what corresponding processes should be optimized, to be emphasized, to make sure I'm able to achieve those objectives. And then within those processes, what competencies do I have and need? What resources do I have and what resources do I need? And those are the capability and capacity that I spoke about, which will help you achieve that aim.
Already, 3 businesses have been utilizing this tool to transform digitally.
One is an importer of lubricants. One is a manufacturer of food products, and one is a distributor of beverages. We've tried these processes with them. We've tried this implementation approach with them, and they were very successful. The time of implementation were shortened. We had between 1 month and 3 months of implementation. Things that would have taken us 6 months, 1 year, we were able to shorten it to just about between 1 and 3 months for all 3 companies. The future is that as we move on and accept and inculcate with digital technology, we need to know how to go about it. What should drive you for specific purpose? We are not in a one-size-fits-all situation. That's why we need to evaluate each targeted transformation and see what are the needs, what should drive us, what processes should I emphasize, and what impacts will I get if I introduce this capability and introduce that capacity.
Reporting for JoyNews, Kwesi Dem.
Interesting stuff. Now, the interesting part of the news. Ghana's Premier Mobile Lottery 787 has rewarded a student loan trust fund zonal manager a whopping 20,000 cedis in the just-ended draw 78, held last Saturday. Here's our report. Elijah Ayebinla Azedongo from Kenya in the Ashanti region, upon receiving the 20,000 Ghana cedi prize, said it would help in funding education of his family members. Overjoyed, Elijah expressed gratitude to the 787 lottery and urged all to partake in this week's super 916,000 Ghana cedi jackpot.
I'm so much excited, yes, because if you're out there, you may think that star 787 hash is not real. But I'm telling you today that it is real. I have just come and have been offered my prize money of 20,000 Ghana cedis. So I encourage everyone there, whether you are rich, you are able, you are poor, you are needy, put that aside, just give it a try, and I believe you should be able to win the grand prize of the 900,000 plus that will just be done on this Saturday. It has changed my life, yes, and not only my life, but people I believe within or around me, yes, because the money I have gotten, I'm not going to use it for my personal gains. I am going to use it also to help the orphanage in Kumasi, Ashanti region, by buying them some foodstuffs. The rest left, I also use it to better the lives of my children through their education.
The head of customer experience, Richard Akoto, had this to say.
This Saturday, we are looking at a jackpot value of 916,000 Ghana cedis. My good friend, this is a life-changing moment. You have seen it all from the beginning of this year, and even last year, you saw people take home 900 plus thousand Ghana cedis, 1.4 million Ghana cedis, and this time around we are speaking of 916,000 Ghana cedis. Let's put that aside. There is a 20,000 Ghana cedis unique prize, and you can equally win that prize as well. So this is the very moment. Just play star 787 hash with only 5 Ghana cedis and start that chance to turn your life around. Star 787 hash assures you nothing but the best and turning your life around.
All right, and that's our bulletin tonight, but there's more business news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. You can go there for all the day's latest stories, including the World Bank, IMF slammed for using wrong indicator to assess Ghana's fiscal economy. Also, cheating OMCs, COPEC GSA to introduce added value logo to fish them out. We've got details on that and other stories. myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for watching our program tonight. We are back same time tomorrow.